Okay, let's go linear functions. Okay, write an equation in slope-intercept form of the given line. Okay, so writing equations, when I say write an equation, it's always y equals blank x plus blank, and you have to find the m and the b. MB, remember m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. Now when I see a graph, the slope is rise over run. You don't do that y minus y, x minus x with the slope, okay? You need 2 points. Have the first one go down this line, the y-axis line, right there. That's 1. Now move to the right. This is right. Right there will work, okay? And then 2. So from 1 to 2, the rise is up or down. You'd have to go up 2. 1, 2. Okay, so 2 is the rise. Then the run, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 is the run, so you have 2 over 3. Okay, you go to a multiplication table, and let's see if I have it here. There it is. 2 and 3 I can only find in the first row, so divide by 1 would still stay 2 over 3. Okay. 2/3 is your M. Now your B, okay? Your B is wherever point 1's at from the middle. So there's point number 1 from the middle, 1, 2. So there's your answer, y equals 2/3 x plus 2. Next problem. Space x plus space, so M, B. M's the slope, B's the y-intercept. Okay. Okay, slope is rise over run from a graph. Okay. So you need 2 points. Right there is point 1. Now go to the right. Just go forward. Don't go up this way. You go to the right. Right there will work. Okay. Okay, from point 1 to point 2, put your pencil on point 1, the rise, -1, -2, -3, -4. Remember, when you're going down, the rise is negative, so -4. And the run would be 1, okay? Okay, 4 and 1 are just in the first row, so I mean you can divide them by 1, and that would be -4 over 1. When you have a 1 on bottom, you can get rid of it. It has to be a 1, has to be on bottom. That could be just -4. And the B is wherever point 1's at from the middle. Okay. So point 1 from the middle, you're down 1. From the middle, down 1, so -1. Okay. Y equals -4x plus -1. Okay, now you're graphing these yourself. Right. Graph the equation with slope and y-intercept. So you make a wall on your y side, and if the y is by itself, you got your m and your b right there. So slope, y-int. Slope's -3. If you're going to graph that, you need a bottom number. It's going to be 1, and then +5 is your y-intercept. So on the y-axis, you're up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from there, you are down 3, forward 1. Okay. Okay. Make 3 points, and then you have your line. Okay, there's the line. Number 4, -6x plus 3y equals 12. This is not as easy as the last one because your y is not by itself, so you need to dot and circle it. If it's +3, put a check there. That means you don't have to change anything. You have to get rid of your -6x by adding 6x, then you make a 0x so that you can add 6x. 0x can't go to 12x. Then I write x down, 0 plus 6 is 6, and I plus the non-x number 12, okay? Then I divide all 3 of these by 3. Okay, 6 divided by 3, that is not a decimal, okay, that's 2. So 2x, 12 divided by 3 is 4. Now you have your m and your b. Okay. So the slope is 2, but then you need to put a 1 under it. And then the y-int is plus 4. Okay, so go up to plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then from there you go forward 1, up 2. Take your ruler and make the line. Okay. Okay, number 5, x equals, cross out this one, you don't need to know that. Okay. X equals negative 6. Okay. Alright. Now you can't do your MB because you're missing one of the variables. Which one are you missing? You're missing the y. So if I'm missing one of the letters, I make 3 coordinates. And the letter I'm not missing is x. So all my x's in these coordinates are negative 6. All of them. Now the letter I'm missing, we can put anything we want, but let's keep it simple. Let's just go 1, 2, 3. So negative 6, 1, you go back left 6, up 1. Okay, backwards 6, I think of left as backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1. Back 6, up 1. Back 6, up 3. And in math, backwards is negative. Okay. Then you have a straight vertical line. Sometimes it's a horizontal line depending on what you're missing. Okay, we're not doing that next one. Okay, for problems 6 through 9, write an equation in slope-intercept form with the following characteristics. So the m is negative 2/3 and it's passing through the point 6, 5. X is 6, y is 5. So that's y equals blank x plus blank, and you got to find your m and you got to find your b. So your m is negative 2/3. And then b we don't know, so it's y equals m times x plus b. So the m is the negative 2/3. Okay. Then 5 goes in for y, and then 6 goes in for x. So 5, then you write b plus. So negative 2abc3 times 6 is negative 4. Now get rid of your negative 4, just add 4. You don't put the 1 dot stuff. 9 equals b. Okay, you need to get away from that 1 dot thing. You only put a dot if it's right in front of the letter with no sign. Okay, y equals negative 2/3 x plus 9. Number 7, same thing. Y equals blank x plus blank, and you got your m and b you got to find. Okay, so xy, xy. So to find the m, it's y minus y, x minus x. Okay, when I compare my x's, negative 1 and 4, 4 is higher, so 4 with 8 above it. Then negative 1 with negative 2 above it, plus on both of them. So that's going to be 10 over 5. Now if you go to it, you can either divide it or go to a multiplication table. So 5 and 10 are in the 5th row. So I would divide each of those by 5, and that'd be 2 over 1. But you can always just get rid of the 1, so it would just be 2. Okay. So y equals m times x plus b. So the m is 2. Then I can pick either one. I'll go with the 8 and 4. 8 for y and 4 for x. Something weird happens, but that's okay. B plus 2 times 4 is 8. Take out your plus 8 by minusing 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. Can you get a b as 0? Yeah, I just did. Okay. Okay, number 8, number 9, you're doing the same thing. You're writing out the equation, the slope-intercept equation. Okay. Now, if you see the word parallel, you circle it and write same m. So they give me an equation, y equals negative 2x plus 5. So what's the m on that? The m is negative 2. The b is 5, but I don't care about that. So the m has to be the same as what it is here. So if it's negative 2 here, it's got to be negative 2 here. That's how you line up a parallel m. Then b is the same song and dance. Y equals m times x plus b. Same m on parallel. So the m is negative 2. And then 10 goes in for y, and then 2 goes in for x. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, and then you get rid of your negative 4 by adding 4. 10 plus 4 is 14. 14 equals b. Y equals negative 2x plus 14. Now, perpendicular, you line up the same, a perpendicular equation, kind of like a parallel, but there's one key difference. Perpendicular is not the same m. Perpendicular, you flip m and then make it opposite. So I've looked up the m in that equation. Y is by itself, so you got your m and b. You get rid of the plus 3. Now you got to flip m. Well, how do you flip it if it's not a fraction? Well, you put a 1 under it, then you flip it to 1 over 5. Okay, that's how you flip it. If it ain't a fraction, you put a 1. Now you also need to make it opposite, and if it's negative, then we're going to make ours positive. If it's positive, we make ours negative. So 1/5 is your m. So y equals m times x plus b. So the m is 1/5. Okay. xy, so y is 4, and then times negative 15. b plus, so I take 1/5 times negative 15, that's negative 3. Add your 3 to both sides, and 7 equals b. Okay. Y is equal to 1/5 x plus 7. Okay, now graph the function with absolute value. Y equals the absolute value of x minus 2. Okay, that's a v. Okay, so remember, these have this word, it's called v, stands for vertex. Vertex start, vertex finish. Okay, and then those are both coordinates. X, Y. Vertex starts always 0, 0. Okay. Now, to find your X finish, put a box around your, the X is limited to the inside. Whatever's inside of that, put equals 0. Well, there's nothing to do, so it stays at 0. Okay. Now the Y is determined by what's outside. Make it plus negative if you want. And whatever you see is what you add to the y, so plus negative 2. Be negative 2. So there's your vertex finish. So you start in the middle, x is 0, so you don't move side to side at all. You don't go forward, you don't go backwards, you don't go left, right, you just go down 2. And then from there, I make my v. Okay, 7 points. There you go. Okay. Number 11, y equals the absolute value of x plus 3. Same thing. Vertex start, vertex finish. Okay, both coordinates. 0, 0. Now put a box around your inside, and up here it was x equals 0. Now it's x plus 3 equals 0. So you're going to have to add a number to x, but to find what that number is, you need to put the wall and take out the plus 3. So that would be negative 3. Okay, so negative 3 is what you add to your x. 0 plus negative 3 is negative 3. Now, you don't have any number outside the box, so then the y stays at 0. Okay? So negative 3 is 0. So from the middle, You move left or backwards 3, and then you don't move up or down. 1, 2, 3. Stay there. Okay. So V that. There you go. So again, to find your X finish, you take the inside, set it equal to 0. If it's just 0, it's going to stay 0. But if it's not just 0, you got to minus the number to find the number you add. Okay, that there's no outside there. Okay, story problems. Number 12. An online class charges students $600 for registration. Students are also charged $350 per credit hour. If I have budgeted $6,900, how many credit hours can I take? So dollars and hours are your units. The time is the X, the money is the Y. So dollars per hour. Dollars per hour is 350. That's your slope. Okay. So when you make your table, Y is dollars, hours is X. So 0, 1, 2, and block. When you know what that number is, you go 0 to 1 to 2. Because you can start with 600 with your 0, and then you start adding 350. 600 plus 350 is 950. Then I add 350. 950 plus 350 is 1,300. Now, $6,900, put it in the dollars column, question mark for X. That's what we're solving for, is X. So equals Y, so you got 600 to start with, and you're adding 350 times X, okay? So your equation is 600 plus 350 times X equals Y. And then Y equals 6,900. So Y is crossed out, 6,900 goes in its place. Okay, so you got plus, you got times, highlight the times, take out your 600. $6,300. I divide by 350, and that's going to give me my answer. I got 18. Okay. Put 18 here. You can also put it in your question mark. 18 hours would give me $6,900. Okay. Next problem, number 13. A pool being drained of its water at a constant if pool is being drained of water at a constant rate each minute. After draining for 5 minutes, 17,000 gallons remain in the pool. After draining, not raining, draining for 10 minutes, 16,000 gallons remain in the pool. How many minutes will it take the pool to empty from its starting capacity when we'll get to 0 gallons from where it started at? So you got minutes and gallons. Minutes is X, gallons is Y. So it'd be gallons per minute. We do not know the gallons per minute, okay? They never told us that. So that's a question mark, okay? So when I make my table, I just don't go 0, 1, 2, okay? I label my table minutes and gallons, and then I go 0 and block it. You can't go to 1 and 2. So then 5 minutes goes with 17,000 gallons. Later on, 10 minutes goes with 6. Those are commas, not periods. 10 minutes is with 16,000. And 0 gallons, question mark, minutes, okay? Now obviously this would be a B because you'd have to start higher than 17,000. So I make my line with the B at the beginning. Okay, now we got to find what goes here. So that's my gallons per minute. That's the Y minus Y, X minus X rate. So look at your x's. 10's bigger than 5, so it'd be 10 and 5. And then above the 10 would be 16,000. And above the 5 would be the 17,000. So plus negative if you want. And that's negative 1,000 on top and then 5 on bottom. Now in a story problem you need to just divide it. Negative 200. Okay. So negative 200 times x. So every time there's a new minute, 1 new minute, it goes down by 200. So plus negative 200 times x equals y. Now I set up my b. Y equals m times x plus b. This bad boy here is your m, negative 200. And then x and y, go to your table. Let's have 5 for x and 17,000 for y. You can also go 10 for x, 16,000, it doesn't matter. So 17,000 goes in for y, and then the negative 200 is multiplied by 5. So you got 17,000, and then b plus negative 200 times 5 is negative 1,000. Then you take out your negative 1,000 by adding it. That ends up being 18,000. Okay. That's not the answer. All that tells you is that you started with 18,000 gallons. But it's very helpful. Okay. Then you write out your equation. 18,000 plus negative 200 times x equals y. Okay, so y equals 0. So you got 18,000 plus negative 200 times x equals 0. Okay, so the wall goes here. You highlight the times because you have times. You got to take out the 18,000. And yes, you're going to minus that from 0. So 0 minus 18,000 is negative 18,000. Now you divide by negative 200 on each side. Okay. So 90 minutes. Okay. So that's 90 minutes it's going to take to get from here to here. Okay, last problem, number 14. The following table shows the revenue raised at U.S. theme parks. So in the first year, 0 year, so at the beginning, $5.7 billion. 1 year, $6.5 billion. 2 years, $7 billion, and so on. Make a scatter plot from the data and draw a line of best fit. Okay, so you got to label your x-axis. This is x, this is y. Now you got to go from 0 to 8. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now the y-axis, I tell you up here how to do that. You start at 5. 0 is here on the line, so you go up to 5, and then you start adding 0.5. So 5 plus 0.5 is 5.5. 5.5 plus 0.5 is 6. Then I think you got to get to 11.5, so 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, okay? Okay, so 0, 5.7, don't get particular. 1, 6.5. 2 is with 7. 3 is with 7.9, okay? 4 is with 8.7. Doesn't follow a straight line, but man, it's pretty darn close, okay? 5 is with 9.6, okay? 6 is with 9.9. 9.90 is the same as, just get it in there, okay? 7 is with 10.8. And 8 is with 11.5. It's not going to go in a straight line. Now, draw your line. You put the ruler on your first point and just draw a line that follows the points, kind of like I'm doing, okay? Okay, part B, write an equation in slope-intercept form that represents your line. So that's the y equals blank x plus blank. That is how you write equations in everything in this unit. So MB, because M's a slope and B's a y-intercept. Now you're going to need a smaller table to work with, x, y. You want to do your first point, so just go 0, 5.7. That's valuable for the B, not really for the M, but for the B. And put a little B there, okay, with your 0 for later on. Put a B right there. Okay, then find 2 points. Pick the ones I pick in the video. I'm going to go above the 1, so it would be 1 and 6.5. X is 1, Y is 6.5. Then I'm going to roll here. I'm going to go above the 4. 4, 8.7. And now I can do my y minus y, x minus x, okay? So 4 is your higher x, it'd be 4 minus 1, and then 8.7 minus 6.5. Okay, 8.7 minus 6.5, so it's going to be 2.2 over 3. You get kind of a weird, make them plus negative. Guys, if you do a minus or plus negative, it gives you the same answer. Okay, I don't, just put 0.7, okay, 0.7, don't, or 0.73, I don't care, okay, just get it close. Now, you can do y equals m times x plus b, but the reason you made this first point is because that's your b, 5.7, okay, there you have it. I mean, that does just as well for a b as y equals m times x plus b would. If you have the y that goes with the x 0, that's your b. Don't do the backside, just ignore that.